Dear children, we are observing this Mohl soft leaf experiment and its arrangement. This is the final arrangement of this apparatus as shown in the textbook. Once again I show to you. So this is the final arrangement, a potted plant with long narrow leaves, and a half of leaf is kept inside the bottle and something is there in the bottle, we will see later. So what is the arrangement is made in detail is, take a glass bottle, take a glass bottle means a transparent bottle, and take some pellets of crystals of a chemical called KOH. KOH, potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide is the chemical taken in this experiment, either solution or in the pellets, crystals form of KOH, potassium hydroxide. Here a great question, why we taken this chemical in this experiment? See dear children, in the previous experiment about proving presence of starch in leaf, we have taken two chemicals. One is to test the starch, iodine is used. To remove the pigments, boiling methylated spirit is used. Like that, different reagents, different reactants, different chemicals we use in different science experiment to prove something. So here also one more chemical is used called KOH, potassium hydroxide. What is the purpose of using this potassium hydroxide? Let us see in this discussion while we are observing this. So take a glass bottle with potassium hydroxide pellets. Now close this mouth of this glass bottle with a cork. Close it with a cork. Which type of cork it is? A split cork. Which type of cork? If you take a cork, if this is a cork should have a thin narrow hole, should have a thin narrow hole called split for the entry of leaf. We have inserted a leaf into this glass bottle which is closed with a cork. This is a cork where it is closed, but leaf can be inserted easily. Why cork is kept and why leaf is inserted through its split? Because we should close this mouth of this bottle very tightly, not to exchange any gases, to move in and go out. So after keeping the leaf into this cork, into the cork, we inserted the leaf and cover any air gaps with Vaseline or grease. So after inserting the leaf, so leaf is inserted here and leaf is inserted. After inserting leaf, if any air gaps are there around the rubber cork or around this split of the cork in the mouth of, in the gaps of the cork and mouth of the bottle, if any are there, they must be covered airtight with grease or Vaseline. Why it is covered with grease or Vaseline? Not to enter any gases, because we are doing experiment in relation with gases called carbon dioxide. So it is invisible thing. If we make anything airtight, then only it is a guarantee that gases are not coming and going outside. So carbon dioxide is an invisible thing, we cannot see it. So we made it airtight, not to enter any carbon dioxide inside. So we kept this arrangement here. So a potted plant with long narrow leaves, kept in a dark room for 3 to 4 days and done discharge, and also arranged a glass bottle with KOH chemical, pellets of KOH, and the leaf is inserted through a airtight split cork, and the holes of the arrangement are covered with Vaseline, not to exchange, not to enter any gases in or out. So this is the arrangement made to this plant. Before taking it into sunlight, this all should be done in the dark room or in the shaded place before taking it into sunlight. Understand, dear children? Because once if you keep this arrangement everything in the sunlight, plant will prepare starch. Before doing itself, we doesn't allow plant to prepare starch. Now this is the arrangement made. Now we are taking it into the sunlight. So plant is now exposed to sunlight. The part of leaf which is present inside also exposes to sunlight. Why it exposes? It is in glass bottle now? No. Glass is a transparent substance. It can allow light to pass. Is it? If you use a spets, spets will allow light to pass or not? If any transparent item is there, you can see through the item. That is called a transparent item through which light can be allowed. So light is allowed to inside leaf also and outside leaf also. And water is also supplied. Water is also supplied through roots to outside leaf and inside leaf is also. So sunlight is available. Water is also supplied to both. And chlorophyll. There should be 4 factors necessary. What are those? Sunlight, carbon dioxide, water and chlorophyll. Is it or not? These 4 factors. Sunlight is available for both the parts of the leaves, inside and outside. Water is also available. Is it or not? Through roots the water is going into the leaf and all these parts. Leaf is not cut. If it is cut, the second part cannot get water. Leaf is continuous still. And next factor is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is present or yes, the complete leaf is in green color. Yes, chlorophyll is existing. So here, and the last one called important one called what we are doing experiment is CO2. Is outside part will get CO2? Yes, it is in the air, it gets CO2. But the part which is inside doesn't get any CO2 because it is air tightly arranged, one thing. Second thing is, now come to the importance of KOH here. The KOH is such a kind of chemical. If any carbon dioxide remain in glass bottle, if any CO2 remains in glass bottle, it will be immediately absorbed by KOH. So the purpose of keeping KOH in this Mohl soft leaf experiment is to absorb CO2. It takes the CO2. So which chemical is used in Mohl soft leaf experiment and why KOH? To absorb CO2. So the part of leaf which is present inside doesn't get the CO2. So all the 4 factors are available for the outside leaf, but only 3 factors called sunlight, water, chlorophyll except CO2. Let us continue this experiment for 4 to 5 hours in a bright sunlight, whether photosynthesis takes place in these 2 parts to prepare starch or not. After 4 or 5 hours of bright sunlight exposure, now detach, remove the leaf from the plant out of the bottle to test for starch now. Dear children, if you remove this leaf out of this experiment, this is a leaf which is taken out, detached from the plant after doing this 5 to 6 hours of sunlight exposure. And just I gave an imaginary line here as a part A and part B. Part A is outside the bottle, part B is inside the bottle. Part A got all the 4 required factors and part 3 got only 3 required factors except CO2. So let us see starch is prepared or not. We are telling that photosynthesis has taken place. How to know starch is present or not in this leaf? We need to use one reagent called iodine. Yes, when you add iodine drops on this leaf, which part will turns into bluish black? Which part? The part where starch is present. Where starch is present? Where all the factors necessary for photosynthesis are available. Where they are available? In part called A only available. So the part A which is outside the bottle where CO2 is also available will turns into bluish black, proving that CO2 is necessary for photosynthesis. I told this one directly that we should add iodine, but it is not possible directly. Before that we should do the same activity like first experiment, that removing pigments by boiling in methylated spirit. Later we have to add iodine, but that is not included in this experiment, but we have to do. So leaf which is taken out to test for starch, we add iodine drops. Which part will turns into bluish black? The part which is available with all the 4 factors including CO2. The part which is inside the bottle doesn't turn bluish black because starch is absent. Why starch is absent? It had only 3 factors for photosynthesis except the fourth one. What is the fourth one? CO2. If CO2 is not there, starch is not prepared, and the title of this experiment is proof that CO2 is essential for photosynthesis. So later in the further sessions, we just go with another important factors, how it is proved by different experiments. Thank you.